What is up, everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at the FEH channel for April, and this is leading up to Golden Week, which I think is a big deal in Japan. We have this every year where there's Golden Week events, and we're going to go over that, of course, in this. But yeah, this FEH channel isn't as long or as action-packed or as crazy as some of the other FEH channels we had, but that's fine. But there are some things that you might be interested in, and the first thing on the agenda is Loki getting her Mythic alt. And like these clouds covering her artwork, I can't, bro. Like, what? Did they really have to add that? Is that just there for comedic effect? I don't know. I think that's hilarious because it's not like we've never had characters in FEH that show little boob and show little cleavage. So I don't know why they have the clouds there. Maybe it's, I don't know. That's just really funny. So I guess when you summon her, the clouds are going to be there. But yeah, Loki here as a mythic hero, and it's kind of surprising really that she hasn't had a mythic, considering her partner in crime Thor has had a mythic for a couple years now. So yeah, I mean, Loki's a character that I kind of forget about here and there. I mean, she is a FEH OC, but you don't see her that often. So you know, the fact that she didn't have a mythic until now is kind of crazy, but it makes sense. She's getting her mythic alt now, and she is a staff flyer, and she is a dark mythic, I believe. So this is the first dark mythic in a little bit of a spell. The last one was Vizier, I think, and you know, even though Vizier was still relatively recent, we don't really get that many dark mythics compared to the other elements like Astra and Anima. So glad we're getting another dark mythic. And look at the clouds, bro. What is this? This is just killing me, bro. This is hilarious. But yeah, Mythic Loki is pretty strong. She's pretty cool, and they're going to show her off on Aether Raid's offense, even though she's a defense mythic. I mean, obviously Chaos Season exists, but yeah, interesting they're showing her on offense. But Dazzling Discord is her B slot at start of turn for the closest foes within 5 spaces of unit and foes within 2 spaces of those foes. If any foe's res is less than the unit's res, inflicts Discord on that foe. And Discord's pretty good for teams that just want to huddle together because it punishes them for being closer to allies, and you inflict attack res -4 on the foe during combat, and foe cannot counterattack. So this is a nice, I think this is an inheritable option for any kind of healer that is obviously has a lot of high res and wants to provide support. So that's Dazzling Discord. Divine Deceit is her CPRF skill. At start of player phase or enemy phase, if any foes in cardinal directions have less res than the unit's res +5, you inflict gravity on those foes. And gravity can be very annoying. Don't underestimate gravity. If you guys know how annoying tactic rooms can be, where it can kind of stop you from getting a kill or getting an Aether pot. So gravity is a big deal, especially Aether raids. And you know, gravity is a thing that she's been inflicting since her base version. She got to refine, you know, she was a walking tactics room basically. So she continues that here, and then it's not over, of course. So at the start of player phase or enemy phase, if any foes within 3 rows of 3 columns, so she has the ploy effect. So having ploy built in is really good because she's going to have a lot of resistance. So having ploy that can inflict exposure on those foes is nice support on top of the gravity you can already inflict. And then also after start of turn effects trigger on player phase or enemy phase, if any foes within 3 rows of 3 columns have 3 bonus effect active, excluding stat bonuses, you neutralize those effects. So this is huge because it's kind of like the thief staff, kind of, you know, you don't steal it, but you do neutralize it. So if they have 3 statuses, which is something that is not very hard to do, because some weapons give you like 1 or 2 statuses already, maybe even 3, and then you can outsource stuff like no follow-up, which is pretty common. So having this ability to neutralize those bonus effects is huge, especially when you're a defense mythic. So that can cripple and weaken, you know, tanks and stuff. So that's really good. And then the last part, if foe has any penalty active, you grant attack res +5 during combat for some extra stats. So Divine Deceit is no joke. Definitely don't sleep on Loki, because she can really weaken you. So here she is taking out Golvik. She can hit very hard as well. She has a decent weapon. Supreme Thok, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what I've always called it. Might 14, range 2, enables Canto 1, calculates damage from staff like other weapons. You have -1 cooldown. Start of turn, you also grant yourself -1 cooldown again. Start of combat, if you're alive, you grant attack res +X. X equals 6 plus 20% of your res at the start of combat. You make a guaranteed follow-up attack, and unit deals damage 20% of your res during combat. So nice true damage with a guaranteed follow-up attack, of course, because she's going to be kind of slow. So decent weapon, but the main star of the show is definitely her C skill. And the fact that she's a healer can also, I guess, heal your teammates. But I think healers are more useful on offense when you can control them. But either way, there's her stat spread. 30 speed is not very good. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they didn't min-max her more, but They did min-max her defense. Her defense is pitiful. So if you want to stack the res even higher, you can give her like still water because again her defense is really bad. Her attack is high, of course. So you know, stat spread you expect from Loki. Loki's never really been that fast outside of her spring version, which is pretty decently fast, at least for the time, I think. But yeah, that is Loki as a dark mythic, and yeah, she can be a problem for sure because not only does she have gravity, ploy, exposure, she also can stop your bonuses. So definitely watch out for her. And then the rest of her passives: attack, rest, catch, and then we already saw divine deceit. So that is the next upcoming mythic, and you know, Loki is not the most popular OC. I think part of that is because you don't see her that much, like I said, and Glitter of Lighters is special, which we saw in Hortensia. But yeah, they are pulling something here that is going to incentivize you to pull for these newer mythics and legendaries, which is something that makes sense, but it's one of those things. I guess it depends on how you look at it, and we'll see in just a second. Yeah, so Mythic Loki, she does introduce a new thing for heroic ordeals. They're called merged ordeals, I believe. So these things are going to allow you to get way more dragonflowers than normal, because before, when you do heroic ordeals, the maximum you get from doing one is 40 dragonflowers. Dude, the clouds on her tits, bro, I can't. There's no way, bro. It's not like it's not like she doesn't have any clothes on, you know? Like, I don't get what's the point of adding the clouds. I don't know. Maybe it's a stylistic choice by the artist. I don't know what's going on, but it's cracking me up. Yeah, merge ordeals. If you have a 1 merge or higher on a mythic or legendary hero or emblem hero for the newer ones, then you can get way more dragonflowers. So instead of 40, you can get up to 600, which is huge. Look at this. 600 flying dragonflowers is no joke. And considering dragonflowers are always a resource that people need for the most part, even if you have a lot saved up, they're going to go away quickly when you actually use them, because dragonflowers cost so much to actually use when you start you know, upgrading your heroes and making them stronger. So getting 600 for just getting at least 1 merge is a pretty big deal. Now obviously you have to summon for them, so that's an incentive for people to summon on legendary mythic banners, which is already, I think they're already banners. They're some of the most popular banners in the game, so you can have another incentive to try and get more dragonflowers, because you know, dragonflowers are a very important resource of the game. So pretty cool, but I get why some people might not like it, because it's like, oh, I gotta summon more. So another thing that makes it harder to save in this game. But honestly, I'm not really like fiending for dragonflowers that much for the most part. I mean, sometimes, but you can also get dragonflowers from the shop if you have a lot of celestial stones and stuff. So yeah, merge ordeals. So yeah, for these hero types appearing in or after version 8.4, so nothing before that, I don't think. So it's not going to count like legendary Marth or legendary Sita or any of the older ones. Even emblem Marth's not going to count, I don't think. So it's just the newer ones, and then dragonflowers that match the hero's movement type, of course. 600 each. That's still a lot. That's like 5 for a newer hero, I think, around that. So yeah, pretty decent update, I guess, to, you know, give us more dragonflowers. I just wish they gave us more divine dew, that, you know, in a way that doesn't make you have to summon more, because divine dew is something I've always been low on for the most part. And then here we're gonna get the Golden Week events. So Golden Week again is a big deal, and we get this every year. We get tickets, we get quests, orb packs, double XP, SP, login bonus stuff. We get Hero Fest banners, and it's a pretty good time. No one really complains about Golden Week because it's just free stuff that you could get good stuff on. And of course we get Divine Dew. I was just talking about Divine Dew, but 77 is still not that much. We need like way more, because it costs 200 for a fine, bro. Give us more. But yeah, better than nothing. Golden Week, choose your legend hero fests. This could be good for anyone trying to merge up any of these heroes. And for me, I'm looking at Brave Tiki's banner, because Brave Tiki is +8 for me, and I need 2 more copies, obviously. So I'd like to try and get her, because there is 8% rate, of course, as well, and the Sparky Fate Pass. So that's something I'm kind of considering. I don't know though. But yeah, those are the Golden Week Hero Fest banners that people might summon on, and of course you got tickets, so you do have a chance to get something good without spending orbs, and then of course quests for those as well. So there are the tickets. Pretty cool. And then right here, I thought they were going to introduce a new game mode, but they kind of trolled us, and they just said that Worker Siege is coming back, which I'm not mad about, because I love Worker Siege. It's one of the most fun modes in the game, but for some reason this mode is so rare. It never comes out enough, and the last time this event was active was probably over a year ago, I think, or close to a year or something. So it's been a long time. Even Faye says, like, you know, it's been a long time since the last... Oh, and I forgot to mention too, Faye mentions, she says, what the Faye, when the Mythic Thor was revealed. That was pretty funny. But yeah, Rocket Sieges is coming back, which I'm glad about, because Rocket Siege is just a fun mode. You get to beat up on this giant boss with your team and just see your score, you know, go up. And there's a lot of cheese methods, especially against flyers. You can just use like Brave Bow archers and cheese them. And with this event, we also get 1,000 Dragon Flowers, so even more Dragon Flowers, so that's nice to upgrade our heroes. And we're pretty much almost done. There is like 2 more things on the menu. Legendary Mythic Hero remixes for Sigurd, Legendary Sigurd, and Legendary Male Byleth. We'll have to see the refines, but these remixes are pretty decent. None of them are that crazy in my opinion, at least compared to some of the other ones. But Sigurd and Byleth do get a nice upgrade. So Holy Knight Aura is now improved to Holy Knight 2. I guess they got rid of the Aura part of it. At least I think it's called Holy Knight Aura. Am I tripping this whole time? Either way, Holy Knight 2 now gives you DR. I don't think it gave you DR before. I'd have to look at Sigurd's base Holy Knight Aura, but either way, at start of turn, grants unit can move 1 extra space, of course, and if unit initiates combat, you reduce damage from the foe's first attack during combat by 40% for 1 turn. You boost special damage by 30% of your attack, and then after combat, if you're special triggered, you grant attack defense +6. Unit can move 1 extra space, and if unit initiates combat, reduces damage from foe's first attack during combat by 40% to yourself and all allies for 1 turn. So this is something that could be a big deal, because when you are Sigurd, who used to be the king back in the day for 8th race defense maps, you can trigger this, let all hell break loose with your threats, with your flyers, your cav lines, and then when they initiate, even if they don't kill, they could still survive, and because with the DR, they could survive, and that could be the difference between life and death, and a difference between a win and a loss. So that could be something pretty nice. I mean, it's nothing that crazy. Again, we'll have to see the refine. I think something like Nilfgaard would really benefit Sigurd, because he can trigger this even easier, but still having this extra thing to worry about for the opponent, not only the movement, but also the DR, which I'm not sure is pierceable because it's in the special, so it might be unpierceable as well. So that's, either way though, having that DR could be a game changer for Sigurd's playstyle, buffing his allies. And then his B slot for his remix is Seal Defense 4, kind of meh. I kind of wish they give him like Attack Defense Near Trace 4 or something. That would have been better, I think. But Seal Defense is decent, it gets you guard on the foe and a debuff. And Crusader's War is the skill he came with, but you don't really use that much these days. But Seal Defense 4 is kind of meh, but better than nothing, I suppose. So that is pretty much his remix, I think. He does come with a Fatal Smoke, and Fatal Smoke is getting way more useful now because of stuff like Emblem Ike, so I hope we get that as a Sacred Seal. But Sigurd is one of the few units that does have Fatal Smoke in his base kit. And then for Legendary Male Byleth, Sublime Heaven 2, at start of turn, if your maximum special cooldown count is your special cooldown count is maximum, so basically times pulse, you boost the special damage by 30% of your attack. If you're in combat against a beast or a dragon, you boost your special damage by 60% instead of 30, and then you pierce through DR. Regular DR. So Sublime Heaven gets a decent upgrade, and then Attack Speed Oath 4 is his remix skill, which is, Oath skills are always good unless you have some other means of teleportation. So yeah, again, we'll have to see what the refine is for these two. That will really put it all together, but right now I mean, I guess you can look at it and be like, it's kind of trash, but it's decent. I've seen worse remixes, honestly. I feel like, I don't know. But yeah, that's something to look forward to for anyone who has Sigurd or Byleth at +10 or use them a lot. And then the last thing pretty much is weekly revival summoning events. So if you want to summon on these, you can, for any fan favorites you want to merge up. So yeah, 3 types each week. And that's pretty much the Fate channel. Pretty digestible for the most part. Nothing here is like that crazy complicated or insane. The Dragon Flower, the merge ordeals was the biggest deal, I think. And pretty much, and like, what else? I guess Loki as well. But yeah, pretty small Fate channel. I don't mind it. I know some people might think that's kind of boring, but not every Fate channel has to be that crazy in my opinion. So just like not every banner has to be that crazy. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.